It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson. Only on 1029 CHTM, your radio station.
Good morning and welcome to City Beat here on 1029 CHTM. My name is Stuart Walter and my guest this morning is Mayor Dennis Fenske.
Good morning.
Let's get this off and over with right out of the way so we can move on to more positive and uplifting things to talk about. You had a meeting on Tuesday with Minister Pedersen in Winnipeg, primarily to discuss and talk about the Mining Community Reserve Fund. Could you tell us how that went?
Sure. The meeting was held on Tuesday with Minister Pedersen, who added Minister Wharton to the meeting, and about 6 assistants. Anthony McGuinness, our development manager, was in attendance as well, and we started off with a discussion in regards to the community mining reserve position of the city of Thompson, which is that we should be eligible for funding out of that fund. There's an interpretation by the province in regards to the ability to go below $10 million, the threshold. We believe that there is that ability through legislation. The short answer from Minister Pedersen is no. And I pressed him on that question in regards to, is he making a decision that is a 4-year decision, or is this current budget year? And his answer was no. So I'm very, very disappointed in this government, as well as our local MLA, for not speaking up for this job loss in our community. This is the biggest job loss in the mining sector since the inception of the Mining Reserve Fund, and this government is interpreting that the fund is not available to us because they've already allocated money to prospecting and to exploration, and there's nothing left for communities that are in need. And so what is the $10 million there for? It makes no sense to me. So from our perspective, from the City of Thompson, we will continue our lobbying effort, but we'll also continue from a legal perspective and see where our standing is there on accessing that fund, and we'll move forward.
Moving on to now a more positive note, there is hope here in Thompson. There is plenty of brightness in the future. One of those things started on Monday. There was a Thompson 2020 Investors Breakfast in Winnipeg. Could you talk about that?
Sure. I want to congratulate the Thompson 20 group and all of the partners, North Central Development Corp, that were involved in setting up the breakfast. The breakfast was to attract potential investors or those who already are invested in Thompson who are not from Thompson. It included the legal community, included the banking community, it included local investments and government representatives, including Minister Pedersen, who was in attendance. And to that point, the fact that the statement was made that we didn't have a plan as a community, it was very, very evident, made evidence by both the presentations by Mark Scott from Valet and Harold Smith from Thompson 2020 that we've had a plan since 2010. Which is accumulating in a lot of efforts. Not that we can take direct credit for it, but the fact of the matter is there's $160 million being invested in Thompson this summer in light of the economic times that we are in. So the exit comments that we had from all those in attendance was that it was very well done. It was positive news about the sustainability of Thompson moving forward. It was outlined the potential investment opportunities in various sectors that are available to those that want to invest in Thompson. We are open for business. This council has taken steps to put in a tax abatement bylaw to assist developers in expanding or growing new businesses. We've reduced the business tax each and every year of our council, or the last 3 years, sorry. And we've also contributed over $400,000 to the Hotel Association to assist in tourism initiatives and increasing bed nights in our community. So unlike the province, who thinks we don't have a plan, I think we've been working well, and we will continue to work, move things forward independently of any decisions made by the province of Manitoba. But again, I'm deeply disappointed in the province of Manitoba and our local MLA in their positions in regards to the Mining Reserve Fund. If the event of Valet putting Birch Tree into care and maintenance and reducing the operation to a mine mill operation with with a loss of 700 jobs. If that event doesn't qualify, then what's the purpose of that fund other than to have the mining companies, through the 15% tax that they pay to the province and the 6% portion that goes to the mining reserve fund programs like exploration and prospecting that the province of Manitoba should be paying first and foremost, not the mining communities. And so from that perspective, we'll move things forward.
You mentioned that Mark Scott from Vale was there, and Vale has been a key part of all the plans going forward. At least they are at the table, being actively involved, and that's the same that I've gotten from when I've talked to Ryan Land as well, and he mentioned it at the Chamber of Commerce yesterday. Despite the fact that it is a change in Vale, which has sparked a lot of the issues and concerns raised, how important is it to have them at the table as a major player in trying to help build the future?
Oh, it's extremely important. I mean, kudos to Mark as a leader in the leadership role of Vale. They're making business decisions that any other business would make in an environment, but they're not abandoning the community. The upside is they still will have over 800 employees employed in Thompson, with over 200 contractors employed in Thompson, and the spin-off benefits of those jobs and those services required to continue mining for many years will be one of the cornerstones, not as a big a footprint, but certainly one of the cornerstones of our community moving forward for a number of years. So I have every confidence that we will move forward together, and it is nice to see that we have the support of LA, even in the light of the business decisions. But I'm deeply disappointed in the province of Manitoba, who's absolutely absent in our assistance. They will quote the Look North initiative, but show me one initiative that affects the Thompson directly in that initiative. You won't find one.
Nickel Days has come and gone, so has in National Indigenous Peoples Day, and that means it's summer. What does the schedule look like as far as city council meetings and city council committee meetings go?
Yep. So as per every year, we go into a summer schedule, as you just mentioned. The city council meetings we go to once a month instead of every 2 weeks. So the next council meeting will be July 16th, and the one after that in August will be on August 13th. Committee meetings, committees won't meet except for finance and the Liga committee, which is the meeting that sets the agenda for city council. All other committees, unless required, will have the summer off, and they'll resume after the September long weekend.
As I just mentioned, Nickel Days has come and gone, so has Indigenous Peoples Days. That means Canada Day is right around the corner.
Absolutely. It's been a great couple of weeks of celebrations in our community. We've had lots of people. We've had lots of good comments. Kudos to our staff and the community at large for cleaning up the community, for presentation to everybody else that's visiting. We had lots of positive comments from that perspective. And so one of the bigger events that kind of caps off that 2-week time frame is the Canada Day. So I encourage everyone to come down to TRCC for the day, enjoy the events. The staff have been working hard and with partners and volunteers to put on a solid program, and I believe there is one there. And it always accumulates with the fireworks, which is second to none in the north, usually around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
And of course, the full schedule for that can be found both on the city's Facebook and website, as well as on thompsononline.ca. Moving on, one of the favorite topics here on City Beat, public works.
Yes, street sweeping. Although you may not see them on your specific street, and you may think they're absent, they aren't. They're working. We have shifts on every day. They're currently in the Westwood Riverside area, and that will be completing the whole of the city of Thompson. Once that's completed, we'll start again in the downtown area and do the downtown. Then we'll move out into the residential areas. So street sweeping will continue all summer long. So rest assured that will be done, and we're looking at keeping our community clean for the summer.
Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
If you have any questions you'd like answered next week, email them in advance to CHTMnews@arcticradio.ca. For City Beat here on 102.9 CHTM, I'm Stuart Walter.
City Beat will be back next Thursday morning.